Drop it. Yeah.
Alright, what is going on everybody? My name is Flexible and today I've got another video for you. Now this time actually this is going to be a new series on this channel, which I at least plan on doing in the future, called Yu-Gi-Oh! Quickies, where I just take a few minutes to talk about any topic like an engine or a tech choice or any cards that just maybe don't even see play that frequently or whatever, just to talk about them and explain them a little bit in further detail. And this time I actually got the idea because a buddy of mine, Gingy, shout out to Gingy, he asked about the different Utopia cards and how the OTK works with the Utopia package and stuff. So I thought I might just do a quick video on it. So the OTK with Utopia works as follows. You would take any level 4 monsters, any two, summon them out any way you can. Then you summon Utopia Double, which is a retrain of the Utopia standard Utopia monster. And its effect is on a quick effect. You can detach one material to add a double or nothing, which is also a spell card that I'm going to talk about in a second, to your hand, and then immediately after that you can XC summon any Utopia monster from your extra deck on top of your Utopia double that you control. And the way the OTK works is that you use the effect, search double or nothing, summon Utopia on top of the Utopia double, and then the effect of Utopia double is going to double the attack points of Utopia, but it can't attack directly. This is important. But then you can go to battle phase, attack any of your opponent's monsters, negate the attack of Utopia with its own effect, and then you can activate Double or Nothing in response. Double or Nothing reads, when a monster's attack is negated, target that monster, it can make a second attack during the battle phase, and if it does, the attack is doubled during the damage step only. So basically your boosted Utopia, it has double the attack points, negates its own attack with its own effect, and then you respond to it with Double or Nothing, doubling the attack of your Utopia once again, putting it at 10,000 attack points, and then you can attack once again with this monster. So as long as your opponent has any monster on field with 2,000 or less attack points, and you do have this setup of 2 level 4 monsters, which shouldn't be too hard to bring out, you know, then you basically always have an OTK in your extra deck just sitting there waiting to be whipped out. Of course, on defense position monsters, or if your opponent doesn't have any monsters at all, then it doesn't work, but still, it's a very easily accessible OTK. And so if you've read the title of the video, I've also said that Utopia can FTK, which is not 100% true, but it kind of works, so let me explain that in a bit. It also starts off with Utopia Double, being able to search Double or Nothing and special summon a Utopia monster on top of itself from your extra deck. But first you have to do a little setup, because you have to bring out the Rusty Bardiche first, and then with its own effect, send any Phantom Knights monster to the graveyard in order to search yourself the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch. And this is going to be important for the next turn basically, so just keep that in mind first. And then once you've done that, and also just I might add in addition, if you do play Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak, for example, you can also play additional Fog Blades, because once you send him to the graveyard, you can banish it in order to search the Fog Blade, and then you just have an additional piece of interaction with your opponent, right? So that's just a little side info. But the next most important thing is that once you summoned the Rusty Bardiche and did all those things, you can summon out any 2 level 4 monsters, summon Utopia Double, search yourself the Double or Nothing. This is not going to come up in this scenario, it's just important because it's a requirement for the effect of Utopia Double to resolve. And then you're going to summon onto Utopia Double with its own effect, Utopia Kaiser. And then with its effect, you're going to special summon Big Eye in this case. Now, it has to be a rank 7 Dark Xyz monster, because it's important for the rank up magic launch quick spell. So personally I just chose Big Eye in this scenario. You summon Big Eye with the effect of Utopia Kaiser, and then after that you can't special summon anymore, keep that in mind. So the last thing you need to do on your turn is using Utopia Kaiser's effect. And then you summon out the Big Eye, it doesn't have any materials. You set the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch, and then on your opponent's turn you're going to, in the main phase, it doesn't work in the standby phase or draw phase, keep that in mind. In the main phase, reacting to the first action your opponent is performing, you chain the rank up magic launch, targeting Big Eye, turning him into a Kala Yuga, and once Kala Yuga's summon successfully resolves, you get to stun your opponent for the entire turn. So no effects being activated can be activated, and therefore if you manage to bring that out and your Kala Yuga summon doesn't get stopped in any way, then you're pretty much set, and then your opponent is probably most likely going to have to pass his turn, and you have multiple monsters on board, and you can even keep playing after that. So it's usually, if it goes on successfully, then it's pretty much an FTK, right? And now the last part I want to talk about is how you can use the Utopia package to run over towers like monsters, like for example Dragoon, as I've put in the thumbnail. And the way this works is by using Utopia the Lightning. Now this is a rank 5 Xyz monster which uses 3 level 5 light monsters, but the first line of the text says you can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 4 Utopia monster you control as material. Transfer its material to this card. So you could either use Utopia Double or Utopia, it doesn't really matter at this point. Summon Utopia the Lightning on top of your other rank 4 Xyz monster that you summoned before. And the effect of Utopia the Lightning reads, if this card battles, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Once per chain during damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster while this card has a Utopia Xyz monster as material, which is always going to be the case because you're only playing level 4 monsters for example, and then you summon any of those and slap that one on top. Quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card. This card's attack becomes 5,000 during that damage calculation only. So let's say your opponent has a Dragoon on field, maybe he negated something even, so he's boosted to 4,000 attack points, right? Then you summon the Utopia the Lightning, go into battle phase, attack into the Dragoon, which has 1,500 more attack points. But then in the damage calculation, you activate Utopia Lightning's effect to boost himself to 5,000 attack points, and Dragoon cannot react to it because Utopia Lightning's effect itself says that your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So basically you're locking your opponent out of negating your attack boost effect, and then you're sitting at 5,000 attack points, being pretty much able to beat over any, I want to say, relevant monster in the meta. So Dragoon, there's not really a monster that you can't get rid of using Utopia the Lightning. So those are basically the 3 ways you can OTK, FTK, and remove Taurus-like monsters with the Utopia package. As you have seen, it requires quite a few bricks, so it might not fit your playstyle, or maybe your deck can't afford to play it really because it hurts the consistency a little bit. But I would say as long as your deck can afford to play it, or if your deck has like a super small engine or whatever, it's definitely worth splashing into. Maybe you're even playing Phantom Knights already, and then it's just a very small addition of adding just double or nothing or whatever. I can definitely recommend that. Also, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, then leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, then leave a thumbs down. But especially let me know what you didn't like, because I'm always trying to improve my content. And other than that, guys, see you next time.